What's good? What's good, guys? Hope you guys are having a great morning. Just let me know if the volume is too low right now. I'm trying to see what's going on with it right now, and if you guys can hear me. But if you can't hear me, just let me know. But yeah, again, today, here we go. We're back at it again. Excited to be here. Excited to be able to have the chance to do this again. I'm just hoping that everything is going right. I don't know. I can't tell. Let me just see if I can hear myself. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's showing on my side that you guys can hear me. I'm not sure if there's an issue with the internet, because something doesn't seem right now. I think everything is good. But yeah, please let me know if something is not working. But yeah, everyone should hear me. Okay, so today again, we're looking for, I'm going to say higher prices. We'll see what we're going to end up getting. I just keep seeing us go below lows and not really wanting to show expansion below the low. So that's essentially what I'm looking for. That's what I observed as I was looking at price. We'll see. Again, we do have massive SMT from the high. What I am a little bit, I will say, concerned is not the issue. Not concerned, but we do have a very, very small gap from the opening range gap. It's like 30 handles or so. So you guys should be able to hear me now. I'm hoping. Small gap. Well, 32 handles. Before it was a little bit less, so was not really willing to. I'd have to wait till 10 o'clock. Obviously, we have no news today. Let me just check again, because usually what would end up happening is I would, oops, I gotta put it over here. Excuse me on that one, my fault. I gotta put that over here. I don't think we have any news today, because in 2022 I had that issue where I had no idea that Trump was talking, and they had just snuck in a event, and I didn't realize why the price action looked that way, and then it all made sense after I looked at the economic calendar. So no, we don't have any news today. Again, the news is tomorrow. We had news yesterday, ISM numbers. What I find is very interesting, yesterday, we were looking for a little bit lower prices. It ended up actually happening later on in the PM session, or the lunch session, like I was expecting or saying. I'd already locked my account. That's fine, but that's what we were looking for yesterday to trade down. It hit the 75% of the opening range gap, which is right here, and then the consequent encroachment of this wick, it hit there as well. So that was the trade setup, looking for that down there. We tried it up down here, just didn't give that to us, which is fine. It is what it is. But the ability to be able to at least see what we were expecting happen throughout the day, that's a win for me. I am excited about that. So we'll get to today. Hopefully I have figured out how to not have it keep saying order confirmation as soon as I enter and have to click all these buttons. Hopefully if I just buy and sell today, it just does it. I tried to turn some things off. So we're going to just hope that it's like that. If it's not, because I've never had that problem before where that was an issue. Yeah, if anyone's on here, can just tell me that you guys can hear me and it's not lagging or any of that, then I would definitely appreciate that. But yeah, so we're going to see what we're going to get here. Again, I just keep seeing us go below lows, not showing the willingness to stay below the low. So either I believe we're going to potentially sit in consolidation a little bit, or we're going to start trying to attack higher. Now we do have SMT towards the upside with ES, but we'll see what we're getting pre-market. I keep seeing us just lows come up, no inability or displacement to take out the lows, to take out significant highs. Something I did notice in my trading yesterday is that I need to start rotating through the time frames. Unfortunately, on Top Step, you can't do the 4 minute time frame, which I'm not really sure why that's an issue, but you just can't. Like, you put a 4 minute, doesn't matter, 4 month, 4 hour works, but the 4 minute does not work. So why is that? I don't know. Also, just to understand, today we're inside of a daily volume imbalance still. We are in the upper portion of the fair value gap on the daily chart, so I am looking at that as well. We're also like kind of inside of the new week opening gap from 3 weeks ago. So we're like currently in that right now. The bodies were respecting the downside, at least on the 3 minute chart, 5 minute chart, same thing. We have a lot of wicks as well, and I believe that's a little bit to do with the range that we have from the previous settling price yesterday to now. So just going to be a little bit patient today. Hopefully get some clear movements away, some clear, just some more clarity for me that I would want to wait for, because we're kind of in that I don't know. Because look, if we take yesterday, and this is why I'm saying this, and today, we're at 50% right now. So if I'm taking that range right now, we're going sideways. So I don't want to be too harsh or heavy and be, okay, it has to go this way, has to go that way. Because that's where we are right now. That's what I believe that we're sitting in. So I don't want to force anything at this moment, because this is a range. And if you look on a higher time frame, just even here, a little bit of ranging. So I don't like that personally. But again, hourly chart, we come down, sweep lows, cannot show expansion below the low, come back up. Like, we're not really taking out highs, but we're also not really taking out lows. We're failing to get the highs, but we take out lows, but then quickly come back. So that's my view right now. Maybe about 12 minutes before market open. 50-minute chart, 5-minute chart as well. So again, this is the AM session low right here. We took that out overnight, which is what we were looking for. Essentially right here, I would have been looking for that, but we didn't get that. So yeah, we just be patient today. I feel like we're in the middle of a range. These, like, recognizing this for me is where I am not the best at, is this type of situation. It's not that I can't trade it, it's just harder for me to read. How about I say it like that? Not that I'm not the best, these are just harder situations for me to read. So this allows me to understand the conditions and then trade with the conditions that I'm getting, and not try to force things that in a market, conditions that are not favorable for my style or understanding of trading. But yeah, so this is what we got now. In the middle of a range, we have 10 minutes from yesterday's high to low. We're still inside that and in the middle. So I don't like to make decisions. I don't like to look at things that are where prices in the middle. Now, I'm not going to trade gold, but let's take a look at it. A little bit higher time frame. So gold inside of this range here, we're at a premium market. Again, we're still not showing, as of right now, displacement above highs. Like, that's displacement above high, come down, displacement above high, come down. Now we're kind of consolidating. Obviously, we know that we have NFP this week, so it's not a surprise that this is what we're getting. But that's just what I'm seeing. Like, again, displacement below low, trades lower, comes up, displacement. This doesn't, technically body wise, it comes down this places below that, but you know, that's what I'm looking for, this signature, like clear displacement below a low, go lower. So that's it on there, but let's go back to here. Again, displacement below the low, took out the low, and then we're coming back up again. Again, this is the 15-minute chart, the wicks, the wiki wicks. So I just want to show this as well. SMT, what this is what I mean by we have SMT here. Look at this high. I don't know if there's some way I can just maybe look at better if I can draw on here. Hold up. Here it is. This high, and you look at this high down there. And then I want you to look at this high, and then this high. You see how this one's higher, this one's lower? That's what we call SMT. So when you see this signature, or let's say you're looking for lower prices, and you see this signature, this is telling you that this is the weaker asset, and they should be doing the same thing. The fact that they're not doing the same thing is an indication to let you know that something is underlyingly happening in the market. So that's how you look at that. That's what SMT is. I think I really like that. I think I'm gonna keep that there. Yeah, SMT. Friday, we were able to take out this buy side liquidity up here, and on ES we weren't able to do it, and then yesterday we pretty much did it yesterday for ES. That's what we have there. Let's see what we get today. Visually looking, doesn't look the best visually, but when it starts to clear up, we'll see. Like, again, expected. What's happening is very expected. I'm not surprised. Let's stay on like a 3-minute chart today. 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute. We see multiple fair value gaps. Again, we go to the time frame where there's one clear one, and that's how we make a decision on which fair value gap to pick or choose what to look at. Today I was going back through my notes, and I found something I used to do a lot of, and I'm like, dang, I'm gonna do that again. It was a way I like did my pre-market stuff. It's just pretty much before and after photos. Before, what does a 4 hour look like? At the end of the day, what does a 4 hour look like? 1 hour, 15 minute. That's what I do. I used to do the daily and the weekly, but no need for that right now. Just failure to go below lows, but again, we're in the middle of the range. I mean, if you look at this current dealing range, just this one, slightly in a premium, still at the middle. Take this dealing range, again, discount, but still in the middle. And if you take between yesterday's range, we're literally at the middle. So that's just what I'm seeing. And then just the inability to continue to trade lower and not expand below the lows. So that's what I'm visually seeing in price. Because when we see market structure shifts, or when we're looking at that, so like let's look at this. So what we want to see is this is the 3-minute chart, is stay above that. So if we're looking for true expansion, it needs to expand away and show that it wants to go above this high with speed. If it doesn't want to go above that high with speed, and that's fair value gaps and stuff, that's telling you or indicating to you that that's a stop run. So then let's say like I was doing something else and I was really looking for this to be a, let's say, a trade setup, and I didn't believe that this was a stop run. What I'd want to see is it on a smaller time frame, create that pattern where it comes up, comes down, creates a fair value gap to trade lower. That's essentially what you would be looking for. I'm not saying that's the case right now, but that's what I had missed earlier, and I like forgot about all that stuff because it's basic, it's normal stuff that I just forgot about. So right now we have, it's about almost 40 to 50 handles depending on, you know, what's happening right now. That's kind of where we're at, 45 handles from yesterday's price. So that's not, it's not huge, but it's not small. Like when it's below 20, that's when I'll tend to be more, I don't want to say cautious, but I usually wait for the silver bullet if it's 20 or less, 20 handles or less. That's pretty much my, where I look at. So again, the body was not able to stay above here, right? So look at the bodies of the candles. Remember that we went to the 30-second chart. So again, there's nothing to take here. I'm not saying that this is anything that I'm taking, but this is the signature that we're looking for. So then do we have the ability to respect this up close candle? Do we run through this gap? That's what you would be looking for. Stop run, you have clear sell side right here as well. At least on a 30-second chart, clear sell sides right here. Equal lows, relative equal lows right here. Does this order block hold after going above this high? We didn't really show much displacement, but that's what I would be watching. So 3-minute chart. So I want to see fair value gaps get displaced above. Again, I'm looking for potential higher prices, by the way. I'm not looking for shorts right now. Just so we have a clear understanding of what I'm personally looking for. But again, the base is off of just looking at price not wanting to go below lows. That's what I'm looking at and basing it off of. Now, if we have for some reason, let's say we just start gapping up crazy, this market open, that could change. But as of right now, just where we are, we have probably about a 50 handle opening range gap in about the next 40 seconds. So, you know, that's okay for me. I can expect, or I can trade earlier on with that. But again, like I said, in a higher time frame, we're kind of in this range, in the middle of the range, a little bit. Let's go to the 2-minute chart because then we'll see. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for today. Okay, so that's how big is the gap right now? Hold on. Let's see. The gap is about 56.75 handles. So again, we're good there. No, in terms of needing to wait or no time stop type of, or time, yeah, I'll say time stop reference, nothing really there. Let's look at ES, and the same thing. Okay, so we took out, we're trading up into almost, we're getting really close to the AM session high from yesterday. So we just hit that now, which was this right there. Go to a little bit higher time frames. You can see this high right here, AM session high from the previous day. We took out London high essentially right there as well. So again, no no need to rush to get in. We can go to the 1 minute chart here actually now, just to see all of that. Yeah, so London high we took out. This is not the first presented fair value gap because it occurs right at 9:30, so that's not anything of interest. So again, overall, I was looking for higher prices, not lower, because of what I explained. We are in the middle, though, of the range, and let's see if we can trade up to 25,708, which is pretty much the previous day's high. See if we can trade up to there. But again, in no rush to get in, no rush to try to pick something. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so again, really haven't done much here. Again, that's not the first presented fair value gap. Just trying to see something. I think we took out. So we did take that out. On ES, we did not. Continuously showing weakness here. Okay, so oops, I looked at the wrong thing. So we failed to take out the high on ES, and we took it out on NQ. Just watching it. On the 5-minute chart, we traded down into this gap here. Just watching that. So we've seen a nice reaction off of that on the 5-minute chart. I don't think there's a fair value yet. I mean, a volume imbalance. There isn't. Again, getting kind of similar characteristics as yesterday, right? Like, this is not the first presented fair value gap, but again, we still don't have that yet. But again, no first presented fair value gap is taking a while to form or to create. So again, no rush to get in when you start seeing those characteristics, or at least for me, not looking to again, we just chilling until we see something that would cause us to want to take a trade, want to get in, showing some displacement, true displacement, which we're not getting. We hit the AM session high again from yesterday, which again I noted was here. I don't want too much on my charts, but there. Hit the high again. So we're banging around right now. And so with that, there's no entry for me. I'm not trying to just, like, I don't want this to just there. That's not my model right now. It's crazy when you watch this on a different time frame. Like, you watch this on the 5-minute chart, it looks like this thing is jumping all over the place. At least it looks like that on TradingView. So that's key session highs and lows. So that's like when I look for just high, like this is a nice high and low, don't get me wrong. It's London, but previous days, like what has happened the last 3 days, what is that? Those things are important. So that's why I had that one there outlined there. Notice how we hit that. We don't even take out yesterday's high. Like yesterday daily highs, like that's also important. It's definitely a reference point, don't get me wrong. But PM session high liquidity was touched there and then didn't offer any expansion above. We'll just gotta wait and be patient. Also, there's a new day opening. There's the new day opening gap from Wednesday, last Wednesday. That's also coupled up there as well. So the way that looks on a 15-minute chart and in the bodies, it doesn't necessarily look like it wants to go higher. Now, if there's sell side, we have the London low. Obviously, the new week opening gap is down there as well. But just want to wait probably till 10 o'clock, honestly, for me. Unless we can see something else more clear, visible. Again, I'm just looking and rotating through all the time frames to see what we're getting. Again, still no first presented fair value gap. So for me, there's a problem with that. So maybe it wants to go down into the gap it's created a little bit. We want to see true displacement. That's what we're looking for. So we've hit 25% of it, or the upper portion of it. Since it's a premium gap opening, we've hit the upper portion. Right now, the middle portion would be roughly around 25,607.50. So right there, that's pretty much where the middle of the gap would be. Consequent encroachment of that gap is roughly there where these lows are. So then when we're watching this, do we see displacement? If we do not see displacement, it's most likely a stop run. I'm wondering if we try to reach down towards the consequent encroachment of yesterday's gap, which is roughly 25,000, we'll say 520. 25,520 is right there. So I wonder if this is what we're trying to reach for. If, in fact, this stays like this, because we didn't show any displacement here. So the first presented fair value gap actually has now occurred here. I'm going to note that. And we showed reaction there. If we can displace below this low, like show true displacement, multiple fair value gaps, then just go to a higher time frame and show us the clear fair value gap. That's what I'm watching for. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm waiting for. So we've closed above the first presented fair value gap. We fell short of taking it to the consequent encroachment of the gap. Fell just short of it, which again was like kind of right below these lows. Yeah, 25,607.50, we fell short right there. So it's right below those lows. I think potentially we could hit it, but you know, for me, there's really no short setup here. I'm really trying to keep my charts very clean so that I can really see what's happening in price and not have too much stuff on there that could be clouding my judgment. So that's what I'm trying to do, so I don't have that. So we're trading up higher. This is potential displacement. If we can like run up, create a fair value gap, we can potentially look to take out previous day's high. There we go, previous day's high. So that's some displacement right there. I like that. That to me is a little bit of displacement. That's what we're looking for. Now from there to there isn't necessarily like a large range. Don't get me wrong, it's not large. It's 47 handles. So that's displacement. That's what displacement looks like. Now, do we have the ability to stay above that high? That's the question. Let me see. I think we do. That's not what I wanted to see. Oh, you took a sell from there? Oh, you took a sell from right there? Yeah. So we closed above the high. I like that. We're probably going to hit previous day's high right now. Yeah, you got stopped out. Yeah, just with For me, just I was gonna wait. I was looking for higher prices in off the rip. I wasn't really looking for lower prices, just because we kept on the 50-minute chart and higher. Like, we kept showing the willingness to not want to trade lower. If you go to higher time frames, they just continuously show that they don't want to. They keep going below lows, and then they keep coming back up aggressively. So this is what I'm watching for. I want to see if we can trade down to a discount. What I'm potentially thinking could happen is that this may be I just don't like the risk parameter personally. So I see this gap here. I don't think that we'll kind of come down here. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, sells right there. For me, I had an issue with what I was seeing pre-market. Previous day's high is there. You have Tuesday high way above here. Like, Tuesday's high is way up here. So I would ideally want to see this gap. So we're above a daily high. Ideally, I want to see this fair value gap. I would have liked to see it come down first, but again, we can go to a higher time frame and see what we're getting here, because here we have multiple fair value gaps. 2-minute chart shows it here. So we have expansion above there. If we can trade down there, we can probably look for this high. This is a daily high, trading up into previous day's high. You take this range. I gotta see how these wicks can come down deeper. So I'm trying to also be understanding of that as well. Just want to look, because I have no problem taking a trade right now with what it's doing. I'm gonna take one here. That's what I'm gonna do. If it trades and then trades a little bit deeper, I'll take another one. If it can trade down to there. Same thought process though. I can trade one there, I'll take it. And if it trades deeper in, I'll take another one. Come on, give it to me. May not give it to me, but trades down in there, I will take this trade. Didn't give it to me. Don't run with that with me. I was waiting patiently for you. I patiently waited, and you did that. It's not nice. See, on the 1-minute chart, see the little imbalance? I'm hoping it gives it to us and doesn't just run away, but it may not give it to us. On the 1-minute chart, see that little imbalance it traded into? So the 1-minute chart, fair value gaps like this, so it traded into it. 2-minute chart didn't give it to me. Don't know if we're gonna get it. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're going towards this Tuesday high. Was there an inbound? See, I didn't even see it. Look. Well, I would have bought it there. I just didn't know. Didn't see that. There is an imbalance there. Couldn't see it on this. Well, we'll see if we can get in. See if there's anything else that we can. It has to be on a lower time frame. We can get in on this gap if it can hold that. then we'll look to aim for this high here. I didn't see that there was a volume imbalance there as well. I would have bought it there immediately, right there, but didn't. I couldn't see it. So we were right on the draw. The draw was higher. That's what we were looking for. But didn't see the small volume imbalance on the 2-minute chart. I just didn't see it. But it's there as well. Yeah, it's literally right there. Didn't see it. Well, it is what it is. I'll take... If we can trade back down into this, I'll take 2, because it shouldn't be that much of a
order filled.
So I bought that. Take it up to the high. Stop loss is going to go here. And we'll see if it comes back down into where I thought it was going to go. I'll just re-enter. And that's how I'll look at this trade. So, order block, fair value gap, 1-minute chart. That's what I'm looking for. And take up to the Tuesday high from last week. That's going to be my objective. Personally, I like this trade better, just off of the fact of where this is where I was expecting it, and this is what I kind of wanted to see happen. Now we just have to see if we're going to hold above this high. Then again, we want to see, I'm looking at the bodies, but we want to see expansion above this. I don't want to see too much hanging around in this gap. Also, you got to remember we are inside the macro window of, let's put it up here, 50 to 1010. So we want to see it, the bodies, we want to see expansion away. We don't want to see it hang around too long here at all. That's what we're looking for, that's what we're expecting. I want to say that this is the draw up here. Not showing the ability or want to do that. Now what I do want to watch is on the 5-minute chart, just to see where we are. Every day I have this person calling me from Washington DC, and I have no idea why. So the 5-minute chart, I may have, where my stuff is in terms of, when I mean stuff, I mean like my stop loss. What made me aim for higher prices? When I was looking at the 15-minute chart, they kept going below lows and then coming back up. And like here, they went below low again and then came back up again. So it doesn't mean that like my entry is the best entry. My entry is, it's ultimately going to go up there. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm looking for. Based on like we kept going below lows and we're showing no willingness to go lower. That's why for me, I was like, okay, most likely going to be looking for buys because they don't want to go lower. They ran down fast. Yes, they ran down fast, but then they came back up. We're back upside in the range again. So for me, that's why I was like, okay, I'm expecting us to go higher. So I would have loved, I'd be loving this entry better down here. What's up, teacher? What's good, bro? How you living? I would be loving the entry down here, like where I initially wanted to enter. Yeah, I'm in the buys right now. I wanted this one. I didn't see on the 2-minute chart we had a volume imbalance there. So I much rather would be right here. I'm more comfortable being down here. But this gave us a setup here, and if this gets stopped out, that's fine. If it comes back down in here again, I'll take it again. I'll literally take the same trade again, because I'm believing that we're going to aim up for this up here. Because also on the 5-minute chart, I'm looking at this, like we got a gap here. I would love to see this remain open. You said because when price is a higher time frame range on 100, yeah. Okay, so when price is in a range, right? What I'm looking for is price to look at the lows. So if I'm looking at these lows right now, that's when I'm looking to see, are the bodies being able to close above it or below it? So if the bodies are not being able to show price to trade below and they keep coming back up, that's allowing me to say, okay, this is most likely what's going to happen. So if they kept going below lows and they were expanding below the low, then that would give me a good indication that it's most likely going to come back up. It's a stop run. I did peep the buys, teacher. That's pretty nice. So for me, ideally, this was the better entry. Yeah, the bodies tell the story. The wicks do the damage every time. So when I looked at the 15-minute chart, like look at the 15-minute chart again, is this going to go all up there? That's what I would hope. That's what I'm expecting. Let me not say hope, but we do have these wicks, right? We have to manage and understand that we have wicks, but this is a daily level. So for me, it trading all the way up there, I feel more confident. I like that, and I'm gonna hold to that idea of that's where we're going. But look at the wicks on the 15-minute chart. That's not showing me it wants to trade lower, let alone we came down here, and the bodies are telling me that it doesn't want to go lower at all. So the fact that it came up, we're inside of this gap, and then all these wicks to the downside, it's just, to me, that's not showing that that's what it wants to do. So that's essentially what I'm looking at. Now I want to see us expand through these wicks, honestly. I don't like to see all this hesitation and stuff, but I also understand that, price has the ability to come back down. I don't want to see that, but that's what price has the ability to do. Most of the time when you're in a trade, you want it to buy and then immediately just run up. That's not how price moves, right? We know that it goes from, it offers, it wants to be efficient, right? It's an algorithm. So it's going to find the inefficiencies and fill them. My thought process is just that this daily high is just wants to be targeted because we were unable to trade lower. But again, this could flop over, fall out of bed, and then that's just what it is. I don't necessarily like this. I, again, feel comfortable down where my initial entry was. But, it doesn't happen like that all the time. So again, now I'm watching this gap. Does this gap show an ability to hold price? And I'm not just going to jam my stop loss up just so I don't take a loss. It's a part of trading, right? I understand that there's a 5-minute fair value gap like right below here. So if I jam it up there, what am I doing? I'm like not allowing or giving it room. Like when you watch ICT trade, you don't see him jam it. You don't see him take a trade and then jam his stop loss up. You don't see him do that. See, so the suspension block, I'm gonna hold you. I don't really know much about that. I haven't really gone into his teachings. I'm pretty sure he taught that last year. I haven't really looked into that as well. So that's not something I'm very, very aware of. If you're thinking suspension block, if that's like a propulsion block or something like that, then I know what that is. But in terms of that, I've heard someone else use that as well. I'm not really aware of that lingo. So yeah, I want to see expansion above here. Oh, that's an imbalance with the volume. Okay. So that's pretty much what that was down here. That's what I missed then. Okay. So yeah, I didn't see that. Okay, cool. Thanks for explaining that to me, by the way. I didn't know what that was. So we're looking for this daily high to get hit. I want to see us start to draw up there with large range candles. That's what I want to see. And, do we get that? We shall see. But that's what I'm looking for. Hold on, let me just look at this. I want to grade this wick real quick. not like that. Took the wrong thing. So I'm going to actually, just practice this, I'm going to take one off here. Going to sell one. I'm going to sell one now.
Order filled.
And see if we can reach up there still. And I'm going to reduce my risk a little bit. Not too much. That's what I'm going to do now. Because we just hit the middle of the wick. And so I'm just going to do that. Because ideally, like, I like to take partials. Obviously, because I lost yesterday, I'm using less risk and less leverage. So if I had my normal risk or leverage on, I would have taken 1 or 2 off here, and it wouldn't be that, it's not that big of a deal. But since we're hitting that wick, I just want to take something off there. And then we'll see if we can reach up to this daily high. But thank you for explaining that what is it, suspension block. I like that. That's probably one of my favorite ones then, because I enter on that a lot. So I understand that there is a 5-minute gap here. I'm actually going to move it right there because it has the ability to come down here, but again, wouldn't want to obviously see it go there from where we are, but it has the ability to do that. So for me, taking one off gives me more relaxation in the trade, because even if I end up losing, I made $60 today. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. It's just, it is what it is, right? I want to get into the habit of taking profits and not trying to just always full pull. Again, this is different. I had my 11 or 11 to 10 normal contracts that I'll trade with. I would take like 2 off here. That's fine. I don't like how we're consolidating. That's an issue for me. And so if we're able to take out this high again, like if we can trade above this right here, I'll then move my stop up, and then whatever happens at that point. So I understand that there's a 5-minute gap below us. So I have my stop there. And then you have, does that have a volume imbalance? There's a volume imbalance as well in there. So there's a suspension block. Appreciate the learning that on a 5-minute chart as well. So it's okay. But yeah, bias pretty much came from looking at price action and understanding that they keep taking out sell side, but they don't expand below sell side. Right? They take it out. It's fine. They take it out, but they don't expand. So if they're not expanding below sell side, it's telling me that the market is showing me that it doesn't want to trade lower, even though it's visually looking like it wants to go lower. It's not showing those signatures. Same thing like this. Like it showed expansion there. And again, for me, like personally, like let me just show you how I was looking at it. Personally, this trade right here, like if it didn't come back down here, this trade right here, I most likely would not have taken, because for me it would have been like that was trade number 1. It didn't trade here, so trade 3 I'm not taking that third one. I'm just not doing it. Just from what I've seen in my trading, if I miss the one and the second one, then the third one, I'm just like, nah. That's why you don't see me adding. I'm not adding here. If I was down here and had a pretty good large position on up here, my stop loss would be up here, so I would be good now. And if I added some, it'd be very light, because it wouldn't matter at the end of the day. That's how I would see it. I like, again, the bodies, where the bodies are holding. I like that. I want to see this 5-minute gap here remain open. I like how we took to this wick, 50% of it. I like that. Now, again, if we can expand above this, like if we expand above this high, we need to expand above the high. Like we need to, you already took profits. Good job, teacher. Nice trade, bro. Nice trade. Nice trade. But if we can trade above this high, we have to expand. We can't come up here and like play around. Where that's not gonna be. We don't want to see that. Like whenever you're in a trade, right, and you're fighting or that internal battle where it's like just take something off. Like you're saying, do I take something off? Do I not take something off? Just literally take it off. We could retrace that. We could retrace back down. Again, there's. I don't necessarily like everything and all that it's doing. It could come back up and then save that, which is fine. On the higher time frame, on the hourly chart, we do have a nice fair value gap of breaking the highs. So it could come up there. It could even not come up here and stop me out for -20. That would make $60 on the day. It's all right. I just want to see us trade above this. If we can trade above that, oops, that's not what I meant to do. I want to see how this is acting. Also, what gave me a little bit of more confidence in this was looking at ES a little bit. It was showing more strength. So if we can go above here, then that's when I move my stop, and then that's it for me. So now what I want to see is, we've traded down this candle multiple times, but can this hold? That's what I'm looking for. And I'm okay if this again ends up being a loss. That's fine. Or let me say, this can't be a loss, by the way. Like it's impossible for it to be a loss. So I know the 5-minute, like my entry is pretty much right at the 5-minute, 5-minute, you can say suspension block. But my goal is not to jam my stop loss up. It's not my goal. What happens? Most people, like when they're in their trades, they take a trade and they're trying, their first reaction, they're trying to save or not lose. So they just jam it up. Because I can sit here and jam it up there and be like, oh man, I didn't take a loss. The only reason why I jammed it up there is because I don't want to take a loss, or lose, or not hit the full profit, which is fine, which is exactly why I took something off up there. That's the exact reason why I took something off up there. And I looked at the wicks on the hourly chart, and I'm like, I need to take something off, like right now. So that's why I did it. Like how the bodies are being held in there. Again, price doesn't just trade up 100% and like just always go straight to where you think it's gonna go. That's not what happens. Now on the 5-minute chart, we do have this imbalance here. Keep doing that. Again, I personally like this one better. this entry better, but this is what it offered us. That's what it gave us, so that's what I took. So trade down into the 5-minute gap. Oh, it hasn't traded down in there yet. I guess pretty much when it trades in there, it'd be in the go red. Look at the 2-minute chart as well. Yeah, I feel good where I have my stop. If it comes down there, then that's what it is. Because 2-minute chart, yes, on the 5-minute chart, we also have, again, the gap there. But remember, you have that volume imbalance there. But then if you go to the 3-minute chart, it looks pretty balanced. You go to the 2-minute chart, it looks pretty balanced to me as well. So we'll see what we get. Just when you're in your trades, take a mental note and say, you know, why am I moving my stop loss right now? If you're moving your stop loss because you don't want to take a loss, that's an indication. That's telling you something. It's telling you something. If you're moving your stop loss because it's doing logical things in price action that makes sense to you, that show you that this, that, and the third is supposed to happen, then that's good. But if you're moving because you're like, oh, I don't want to take a loss, let me just jam it right here, that's telling you a lot. So always take note or observe why you're doing certain things in the market. So this reaction, I like this. I really do like this reaction. Based off of what we're seeing down there, the 5-minute chart, again, the suspension block, but can we hold this? Because right now we're trading up to technically the rejection block. Now I want to see is we need to expand above this. That's what I want to see. So this would be an IFVG. If you can trade above it, obviously. I always have to zoom in now to make sure there's no volume imbalance. I don't like how dark this is. Okay. Is everything all right? My thing is tripping right now. Okay, cool then. Okay, so if we can close. Why is this lagging? Is it lagging for you guys? Is this lagging for you guys? Can you guys see this fine? I'm hoping you guys can see it fine. I don't know, but my thing is like really lagging right now. Oh, you guys are cooling? Okay, good. As long as y'all are fine, but like this thing is really acting slow. I don't know why it's doing that right now. I don't know if that's because it's whatchamacallit, it's top step stuff. I don't know, related, but this thing is acting very slow. Like when I move it, it's like it's lagging. It's delayed. So now I want to see, I would realistically rather not see price trade up into this at all. I'd rather see it remain, show a lot more strength. And if it does trade into that, I don't want to see it get traded through. I want to see it hold support. So we're right outside of so it's 1010 was there. So again, I want to see us start to attack this, showing large ranges. If we can show that support there and not trade through this. Yeah, y'all don't see how slow I don't know why this is doing this. I don't like that. I am watching these bodies though. I do see that. You know, it would have been better if the bodies close above here, but I am watching this gap here. Do we show the strength in that gap to continuously show price to trade higher? The bodies there again. Let's start to expand out of it. Personally, don't like how long it's staying here, but that's things we have to allow price to do. Now, if price takes out this high, I then will move my stop loss up, because then I don't think it should come back down. But we need to see it take out the high. And then I want to see like this, like if we take out this high, I don't want to see it, like I don't want to see it peak its head above there barely. Like it needs to expand. Just like it did all this down here, that needs to happen up here. So far we saw, again, look, the low got taken out, so this low got taken out here. We didn't stay down there. Then we created displacement. Relative, obviously, to this, right? Relative to the size of this. That's what I'm watching. So now this is the IFEG. Do we show support? Because now we'd have 1 fail, 2 fail, 3 fails, getting down there. So I personally just want to see this get taken out. Like us trade above this. Yeah, like it's so laggy. I don't know. Is that just this? It's just top step. What time is it? 10:18. So we do have, yeah, this gap. So that would be fail 1, fail 2, fail 3. How long have I been in this trade? Let's see. So I was in the trade at 10:52. 10, okay. That I'm not a fan of. We had SMT with between ES, which I didn't see. Here and here. And where we are currently, again, still think the draw is up here. Even if I think we come down lower and end up not getting the full target of what we were expecting, I still think that this daily high is where the liquidity is resting right now. So I need to watch both right now. So if we can trade above here, again, which right now I'm thinking that we're not going to be able to, just if I'm watching SMT from what's going on before coming down here. And we had inverse fair value gap, this fair value gap, this fair value gap, this order block. So there's 4 things there that should not allow price to trade lower if it's, you know, looking to trade up here or to trade up there. Okay, I think it's fine now. I don't know if it was my internet or something. No. So for me now at this point, from what we're doing and what's happening and why it's back down there, I think I'm going to move my stop loss here into profit and to just let it go, because I don't think that it should be doing what it's doing at this point. So I'm gonna leave it there, like right in front, and whatever happens happens at this point. I'm not gonna jam it up there. I'll leave it below that gap, below this, right above entry, and we'll just watch it either hit TP or to hit stop loss at this point. I would say what ICT says, but I don't think that 750. I think a pizza costs way more than that right now. I don't think it's 750, but he says stuff like, you know, lock in the pizza. I don't think that does that at all at this point. Maybe Little Caesars or something. I don't know. Well, let's see what we get here. I mean, again, the wick, look where the bodies was held inside of that. The wick was not able to go out. But again, we're in a position where I'm safe. The PA is just a little bit more difficult and have to just be patient. Right? You just have to be a little bit more patient on this. But again, you have to understand what week it is. Like, it's NFP week. You have no news today. We had like crazy consolidation yesterday pretty much. Then we had it's the beginning of the year. There's a lot of things factoring into all this, right? It's not just there's a lot of things factoring in. Now again, like if I had let's say I had three contracts on, I took one off here. If we were able to trade above here, I would take another one off just because of how much it's consolidating. That's what I would do. But I don't have another one. I only have one contract on. So my goal is to take it out and up here and not right there. So now we want to see some expansion, and we want to see that start to play out. Displacement above this high, stop coming back down here. And we want to see it start to reach and attack this. So like, in my mind, this would be like, I would say like take one off here. I don't have another one. But if I did, that would be what I would do. I would say, okay, I'm going to sell one when I get above there. If price can even trade above it. I personally don't like what it's doing, but I have to allow that in trading in price. Okay, we're gonna focus more on this now. It's fine. See, like, I don't know. It doesn't look like that bad to you guys, but this thing is slow. I don't think you guys can tell. But yeah, just watching PA and allow it to do what it's gonna do anyways. Just because I'm sitting here and watching it doesn't mean that it's gonna do it what I'm expecting. It's just so again, when this trade's above there, I would take one off, and I'm gonna screenshot that because I don't have one to take off, but I would if it can. And I want to see it like this, so we took it off there. Okay, so I download that. I would have taken one off there. So for me now, I don't really want to see it trade back down. I'm gonna put my stop loss right below consequent encroachment of this imbalance here, right a tick below it. Now I've definitely locked in a pizza, for sure. I'm pretty sure a pizza is less than $32. It's got to. It's got to, right? Like 100%. Now I want to see us expand above this, not be pulling back in and, shortly going up and down, so peaking and like that. I don't want the peaking. It needs to expand like quickly. The pizza giveaway. Hey, imagine, you know what? Hey, when there's more people on the stream, we'll definitely do a pizza giveaway for sure. That'd be kind of cool. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Like whatever my stop loss was, that would be the giveaway, the amount of money. That'd be kind of cool. Little pizza giveaway. Hey, we locked in the pizza, little pizza giveaway. Send your Cash App. Yeah, that joke would be crazy. That would be wild. For sure, for sure. We get more people in here. We'll definitely do some stuff. We'll do some fun stuff like that for sure. Hey, appreciate it, teacher. I don't like this, by the way. This peeking of the head up and doing that stuff, it needs to go. So this gap needs to hold. I might actually even put it up here, low key, right there. So we have this gap here, another gap here, this volume imbalance, it's right below that. That's what I want to see hold there. So we took one off here. This gap needs to hold. We have that there. It's just peaking, right? We don't want peakers. We want people that are we want price to just run right through it. This is honestly for me, this is a very long trade, by the way. Very, very long trade for on average for me. It's very, very long. Let's look at ES for a second. Okay. ES was able to trade above. I still think we're in good shape. I don't like the way that it barely went above there though, but I still feel like we're in good shape. And the 3-minute chart. I don't like how we did that though. 5-minute chart. Yeah, so 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart doesn't look as the way we would like to see it. Again, it's peaking to like. Again, that's why for me, like saying taking one off here. That's why I said what I said, because it's just not. It's not doing what we would want to expect, what we would want to see. So again, that's one fair value gap. Okay, cool. It needs to expand away from here. We have this gap here with this volume imbalance here. That's why I put my stop below there, because I don't think if it's good enough to come up here. That's just my expectation. Let me put it like that. Not saying it can't come back down here into the 5-minute gap and then come back all the way up here. It can do whatever it wants to do anyways. I'm just trying to put my stop loss in logical places where I say, okay, if price is here and let's say it were to come back down, where could it come back down to? Well, this gap here, we have this fair value gap with this volume imbalance, so it's all the way this whole thing. We have this inverse fair value gap that I trade down into again. So I wanted to put my stop loss below this because maybe it wanted to trade a little bit deeper. I don't know. I'm not in control of any of that. I can just control where I put my stop loss. That's it. But this is a very, very long trade. But also very, very worth it. Because it teaches the patience and just the ability to just wait. Yeah, we should. We should. I do like how it's hanging around the top, right? At least it's not rejecting, right? It's not rejecting right now. It's not showing rejection. It's still hanging there. But I don't like how it peaked its head above and is like this, right? Remember how we kind of talk about stop runs? When it peaks its head above, but doesn't show any true displacement. So it needs to like run on this one. this here since we already know that. Already have too much on there. I'm gonna take this off. But it needs to run here. It can't keep doing what it's doing right now. So we're hitting the inverse fair value gap again. For me, I'm not as confident that like from right here it's gonna go higher. It can, but for me, I'm not as like, oh yeah, it's gonna do this. Just because how much time, right? The time element, like I'm telling you, I spent a lot of time in this trade. A lot of time. Yeah. I think it's potentially going to be a stop out here, but it's all good. We got a pizza giveaway. Hey, that was kind of funny, bro. I'm not going to hold you. That was actually kind of funny. I've never seen a streamer do a pizza giveaway for real. Pizza giveaway delivered right to your house. That'd be a dub. Just waiting. Patiently waiting. All we can do is just wait. That would be kind of unique. Every time you lock in a pizza, do a nice little pizza giveaway. That'd be kind of fun, I'm telling you. Pepperoni pizza. What type of pizza do you like? I actually make my own pizzas, but the thing is, I think by the time it would get there to y'all, it probably wouldn't taste that good. But yeah, nice little pizza giveaway. Again, I'm watching the bodies. I'm not as like, oh, this is going to go hit my take profit. I'm more thinking that this is most likely going to hit the stop loss that's in profit just from, you know, the time element of what it's spending up there. But it can surprise me and just run up from here. But yeah, but again, I'm not worried either way. Whichever side happens, whatever, it's fine for me. That's okay. So I have my stop loss like right below the volume imbalance. That's where I put it. I place it there strategically, but we'll see what happens here. I wasn't willing to jam it up in there because I saw that this was it's a nice close. Don't get me wrong. Potentially it may go back down there, but that's a nice close on at least this candle. The body stays in the upper portion of this. We came down, hit the volume imbalance. That'd be a sniper of a stop loss if it holds. Like sniper, but I don't think it is going to. Because look, we've traded through this gap. We didn't really support. This suspension block, yes, it still technically is supporting that, but I don't think that it's going to. I think it's going to come back down. But let's put that on there. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a stop out. Clone. Let's clone that. Put that right there. Order field. That's not even the right place. See, I feel like I can't touch it now. It's going to move my stop loss if I don't. There we go. Okay. So that was a trade setup. that was it. We were expecting it to try to take out this daily high. We took a trade from there, took partials there. We didn't expand above there. Let's show the entries. Let's see. Hotkeys. No, here, chart executions. So this was the trade setup. We bought 2 here. I'm going to trade it down into here. I took one off as it was trading up into the wick on the hourly chart from Tuesday. That's where I took it off at. If I had another one, I would have taken one off here. I just couldn't, so I mentally would have taken one off there. It didn't give me that ability. That's fine. Then I put my stop loss below this volume imbalance, which would be the suspension block here. It came down and stopped me out. So that was pretty much the trade for today. I don't have any plans on getting back in or any of that stuff. So that's pretty much the only trade I'll take today. Tomorrow I'll come back, look for something similar, something to occur. And again, I don't care if it comes down here and then trades all the way back up there. I'm completely fine with the decision that I made. But yeah, so I hope you guys were able to learn something today. I appreciate you guys for popping out and hanging out. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram. I am starting to create a Discord. I don't know when I'll exactly release all that or any of that. I'm not sure yet. There's some things I want to make sure that are in place, that I put together, some things that have helped me that can maybe potentially help you in the things that in your journey of trading. So I'm putting some stuff like that together. I'll place that in there. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for stopping out, hanging out. I'll be on tomorrow at the same time, 9:10, and catch you guys later. Peace out.